Hello again. I am back for round number 2 for this week. Let's look at the use of the independent personal pronouns. These sentences can be found on 8.4 of your book, but I'm going to also hold up a sheet, and this sheet is going to put in red the personal pronoun, which might make it a little bit easier for you to see. So all of these sentences are verbless, but by implication the verb is going to be supplied. And the independent personal pronouns and their translation, they need to be memorized again as though they were vocabulary. Hebrew personal pronouns often occur in conjunction with verbs. They can also be used, however, in a predicative relationship with nouns or adjectives in verbless clauses, which is exactly what we have here. The following examples that you see me holding here in my hand illustrate how the independent personal pronouns are used with nouns, adjectives, or prepositional phrases in a predicative relationship. So let's look here first. Ane, I am, or I, Yod Heth Vav Heth, Yahweh. The am, the verbal form of to be, is supplied there. I am Yahweh is how that would be translated. Who, Navi, Zadok. He, a prophet, a righteous would be a wooden translation, but you would supply by implication the verbal form of is. He is a righteous prophet. The next one that we have here, Ata, Melech, Tov. You, the R is by implication, a good, a king. You are a good king. Acham, brothers, Anata, we are brothers, and the R, the verbal form of R, is supplied. The next one there, who, Asher, Hacham, she, a woman, a wise. The is supplied. She is a wise woman. Hatam, you. Ba'ir, in. City. Ha-gadol, the great. You in a city, the great. And the R, the verbal, is implied. You don't actually see it there. You are in the great city. So here we have illustrations of the use of the independent personal pronoun. So let's move on now to the next thing that we need to consider, which is the relative pronoun. The relative pronoun is pretty simple and straightforward. This is one of your vocabulary words for this week. It's asher. Who, which, or that. And the form of this word, it just doesn't change to indicate gender or number of its antecedent. It can also appear with or without the makef. So it functions as a relative pronoun, and it introduces a relative clause. And it usually, or it does, immediately follow the noun that it's modifying. And here we have some sentences, and I don't know if this is in your book or not. It's so I'm going to try to hold this still for you. The tree that, and is implied, the tree that is in the middle of the garden. And you see the asher there, that. The mountains, that, and there's your makef, that and R is implied, under the heavens. The king, Hamelech, the king whom you chose. David, Daid, Asher, David who is implied, in the house of the Lord. So there you get to see how the relative pronoun asher is used in the sentences there. So I'm going to start with this clip, and then we're going to move on to the interrogative.